Greetings of the day. Today, let us see the chapter 4 in Mark Twain's The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And in this chapter, we could see this is Sunday morning, and Tom, he wants to memorize biblical verses, especially 5 biblical verses he has to memorize. And he was not at all interested, first of all, to attend the Sunday classes, and he is not good at memorizing the biblical verses also. At the same time, his cousin Mary, she helps him a lot. First, she helped him how to wash his face, body, and how to wear the Sunday dress like that. They are all little children, no? So just imagine like that. And she attempts him to learn, but still Tom has nothing but a vague general idea of the lesson, and Tom chooses Sermon on the Mount. You have also read this biblical verse. Jesus Christ will go to Sinai mountain, open his mouth, and he will say, blessed are the poor blessed are the poor, the kingdom is theirs is the kingdom of heaven, he says, like that. Like this boy, he is also memorizing this 5 verses, whatever he has chosen the part of Sermon on the Mount. And Mary also helped him. And this boy, blessed are the poor, yes, poor, blessed are the poor. He just repeated in a slow manner. Okay. He could not memorize those biblical verses. Then, after this, Mary gave him a gift, and this gift is a brand new Barlow knife, which is worth of 12 and of cents. Though it is not able to cut, but this is a brand new Barlow knife presented to Tom by Mary. And in the church also, every Sunday, the recitation of 2 verses was rewarded with a blue ticket. So all the children used to compete to collect blue tickets. See, in small blue tickets, each with a passage of scripture on it, biblical verse, that scripture is printed on the back of the blue tickets. So each blue ticket was paid for 2 verses of the recitation. 10 blue tickets equal the red one. They had red tickets also and could be exchanged for it. And 10 red tickets equal the yellow one. And for 10 yellow tickets, the superintendent gave a very plainly bound Bible, which is worth of 40 cents to all the children. How many of my readers would have the industry and application to memorize 10,000 verses even for a Dory Bible, he says. So if the children are interested to memorize 10,000 verses, they will be gifted with Dory Bible. Otherwise, they will be given ordinary Bible. So this is the challenge they have to face every Sunday. So 10,000 blue tickets could be exchanged for a bound Bible, and which only the brightest and most diligent students earned. Not like Tom, but Tom also competed with them, and he has been trading various jewelry trinkets for collecting tickets, not because he wants a Bible, but because he wants the glory that comes to him, because the Bible will be gifted by Judge Thatcher. So in front of Becky Thatcher, he wants to be glorified. That's why he collects all those tickets. And that day in the church, the visiting family of Judge Thatcher is given the highest seat of honor. Those family members were given highest honor, and Tom immediately begins to show off as usual by acting up, because the judge's daughter Becky Thatcher is none other than the little girl who he is in love with her. And in the Bible also, sorry, in the church also, we could see all the children, Amy Lawrence and all the other children in the streets of St. Petersburg, of course. But Tom always gains his attention towards this girl, Becky Thatcher. In an effort to gain even more glory and attention, Tom has finally traded enough for tickets to receive the Bible. At last, so after receiving the Bible, he was very happy to receive the Bible. The judge asked him a question. Okay, first he asked him, "What's your name?" And this boy in reply said, Thomas Sawyer. அப்படின்னு நடுங்கிறான். Okay, in a shrill cry, he says, Thomas Sawyer. His full name, Thomas Sawyer, of course, Tom Sawyer. Whereas he asked him, who were all the first two disciples? This is the question posted by the judge, whereas Tom incorrectly answered David and Goliath. And this is what the chapter ends. Let us see the analysis of chapter 4. See, we are first introduced to Mary, Tom's cousin, who is attempting to prepare Tom for Sunday school. And Mark Twain portrays Mary as a saintly figure in the novel, and she is compared to Virgin Mary, Queen Mary, Jesus Christ's mother, because she is synonymous with the purity and chastity. So this character, Mary, is paralleled with the namesake of Virgin Mary also. And Mark Twain also spends a fine part of the chapter describing the actions between Tom and Mary for two particular reasons. Firstly, we see Mary is perhaps one of the only authority figures Tom trusts. Next to Aunt Polly, Tom trusted this girl. So he allows her to help him with his verses, wash him, bathe him, and dress him. Then secondly, we see that Mary also trusts Tom. In addition to this, Mary provides Tom with the praise, referring to him as a good boy. See, all the other people in that town, they just called him a bad boy, vicious boy, and scolded him. But Mary alone praised Tom, and he also gifted him a brand new burlap knife. So these are the two particular reasons that was highlighted by Mark Twain in this chapter 4. And the relationship between Mary and Tom is also built on a foundation of trust. And in turn, Tom learns to respect as well as to obey her cousin Mary. This is what the fourth chapter. Now let us see the fifth chapter. This chapter revolves around the rest of Sunday morning, following Tom's schooling, especially with the morning morning sermon. The people of the whole town attended the session. Tom Sawyer, Aunt Polly, Sidney, shortly called Sid, Mary, his cousin, the widow Douglas, Mayor, Mrs. Ward, Lawyer Riverson, a variety of other nameless characters in this town, such as town bell, matrons, and young clerks. They all attended the church session, the morning sermon. The church is bustling with the noise as the minister begins his hymn. First, Mr. Walter spoke, addressed the audience. Then later, the minister he began his hymn. And Mark Twain reminds that there was never a church choir that was not ill-bred, which means that is well-bred. Not ill-bred means it is well-bred.